Hey Brian, this is Daniel from Josh and Danny SEO. So I know you spoke with Joshua earlier today about sending you that video. So let me go ahead and see what we can do here. So right off the bat, I noticed your fresh coat painting done right, but you are a part of a franchise, I think. Fresh coat painters, because your location is in Melbourne, so I'm not necessarily sure that there's much that anyone can do, because you are a back page of a much bigger company, from what I can understand. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'll go through as if you're not, because there is a home over here that leads back to the mothership. Anyway, residential painters, drop down, commercial drop down, resources about us, get a quote. Your numbers up here, which is excellent. Find a location. See, that's how I know. Fresh coat painters in Melbourne, get a free quote. Nice picture over here. Location: Surf Coa, Indy Atlantic, Melbourne, Rockledge, and Vieira. So doing good. You have all your services over here. You're talking about them. You're making people comfortable with what you're doing. Fresh coat, easy paint. Wait until you see what we do. Excellent. So I'm liking it already. But again, I don't know if there's anything you're allowed to change. I don't know if you have autonomy over your website to do that. But let's take a look at the back end and let's pretend that you do. So a UR rating is how much Google likes the website, and a DR rating is how much Google trusts you. Now your UR rating would go way up if I didn't do the prefix because it's looking at the whole thing. So it's looking at the back page over here. But if it just looked at the freshcoatpainters.com, this UR rating would be substantially higher. You have 25 backlinks for this page, 19 referring domains, and then you have 22 organic keywords. So those organic keywords are as follows. You got Fresh Coat Painters of Melbourne, Painters Melbourne, House Painters Melbourne. So honestly, you got a lot of good stuff in here. These are great. You would get a lot more business if somebody did a lot more, you know, uh, backlinking. So the rule of thumb is you will get about 10-20% of all search volume when you're in position number 1 or 2. So like Fresh Coat Paint in Melbourne, no one's really searching for that. They're going to do Painters Melbourne. So if you're number 1 in that area, you'll get roughly about 3 to 6 people when you're in positions number 1, 2, or 3. So kind of how it works. Anyway, some of these are better than others. You're going to want to go for this one instead. House Painting Melbourne, Florida, 150. If you're number 1, you'll get 15 people a month through that. Actually about 30. But as you can see, there's a decent amount of search volume. I think all in all, you'll have about 1,000 people a month less searching for the services just in Melbourne. So it's just a matter of going to the parent company and saying, hey, can you do a little bit more for us? For example, Painters Melbourne, Florida, right? That's a best keyword, not best keyword to search for, but it's a good keyword to search for. Also, you might want to try and get into the GMB. Huge, 30-40% of all people searching for anything will click on one of the people in the GMB. So you definitely want to get there. I don't care much for Angie's List, Yelp, or the BBB or Home Advisor, so let's go to Joe Caslin. Now, Joe Caslin, this is also a back page because he services other areas. So, and again, how I know that is because joecaslinpainting.com, professional painters in Melbourne. So this is also back page, just like what you are. Thing is, you have above him is that his stuff is not drop down menus. These are just location pages, so you can kind of go to those. Professional painters in Melbourne, Joe Caslin, excellent, excellent. He talks a little bit about what he does, which is exactly what you want. You want content, because content, well, I wouldn't say is key, but I would say it's pretty good. So let's go ahead and take a look. So anyway, let's take a look at the back end of what these guys got, see how they're doing. So again, this is a back page, same as you. So there's no real UR rating or DR rating. If I were to go to the main area, you would start seeing a bunch of different things here. But just for this back page, they're generating about 74 traffic for these 36 keywords. And they're pretty much the same as you. They're just in a better position for it. But, Painters Melbourne, Florida, 34. House Painters Melbourne, Florida, 10. So they're not doing great. They do need to work a little bit on their backlinking profile, but otherwise they're not doing as bad as they could be doing. And again, like I said, this is the back page. So here, let me show you, for example, yours. Right? If I were to go from prefix just the back page to the entire domain, you're going to start seeing a huge change in the numbers over here. See, now it goes up to 2,500 different organic keywords, 3,800 traffic, with 12,000 backlinks and 1,260 different referring domains. So everything does change when you do it, when you kind of go through all that. So I don't know if you're allowed to change anything. I don't know, maybe you can give suggestions to the people above, but you would definitely want to take a look at your backlinking profile for that for your location / Melbourne, so you guys can get a little bit higher in the ranking and maybe start taking over the market over there for yourselves. Anyway, that's all I got, Brian. If you do have any questions for me, please feel free to reach out. Other than that, you have an amazing day. Bye.